Hello everyone and welcome to another FPL video on the channel. In this one we're going to be taking a look at how we did in double game week 23 and then my team selection for game week 24. If you guys enjoy the FPL content, please consider subscribing. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, so if any of you could hit that subscribe button, that would be truly appreciated. Let's take a look at how we did in double game week 23. So as you can see, we amassed a total of 77 points minus 4. A pretty poor week for me. Unfortunately, we did get a red arrow of about 30,000 ranks. We was 140,000. We went down to 176,000. So unfortunately, that is our first red arrow in a while. But nonetheless, hopefully we can bounce back next game week with a green. So Kepa got 2 points. He didn't keep a clean sheet against West Ham. I was hoping that they would. I thought that was a decent fixture, but it wasn't to be. That's the same with the Newcastle lads. They had Bournemouth. I thought that was a great fixture. I was basically, locking in the 6-point clean sheet for both of them. Unfortunately, they conceded again. That's back-to-back games. They've conceded 1 goal now. Is this a thing with Newcastle? I don't think it will be. Then we have a Luke Shaw who got 12 points. I wasn't sure about the clean sheet in this one, considering we played Leeds literally the game before and didn't keep a clean sheet. Leeds looked quite good. A 2-0 clean sheet for Manchester United, and Luke Shaw walks away with an assist as well. Great from Luke Shaw. Fantastic left back. Really happy to own him, although he does blank in 25. Then on to the midfield now. It's a bit of an up and down one. We have the 2 Arsenal lads who both done pretty poorly in double game week. Odegaard blanked in both games and Martinelli also blanked in both games, but he got an extra point because he came off in like the 65th minute or whatever it was. He came off earlier and the clean sheet was still intact at the time. Marcus Rashford is the man of the moment at right now. He's scoring goals for fun. He just can't stop scoring. He even scored today against Barcelona at the Camp Nou. So, you know what? Marcus Rashford will score against anyone. And he is one of the main reasons that Manchester United are doing quite well at the moment. Then Kevin De Bruyne looks somewhat back to his best against Arsenal. Goal and an assist for him. Great return from him in the end, 15 points. He was one of the ones we took a hit for. We brought him in for Bruno Fernandes, who did blank, so that worked a treat. Onto the attack, we had Harry Kane against Leicester. He usually feasts against Leicester. However, Leicester were the ones doing the feasting. They absolutely bantered Tottenham 4-1. I mean, that's typical Tottenham, isn't it? But yeah, Harry Kane unfortunately blanked in that game. Hopefully he can bounce back. They do have a decent fixture next game week. Then we had Erling Haaland as my captain. 10-point return for him, goal and an assist over both fixtures. Yeah, not a bad return, but nothing to write home about, especially considering Erling Haaland. He does usually bag a hat-trick every game. Then Eddie Nketiah did get an assist in the Manchester City game. He won a penalty. For me, it wasn't a penalty, but I won't complain in terms of FPL. He did have a ton of chances in that Manchester City game as well. A couple with his head, one where he was sliding in, he just didn't make it. So in another day, he walks away with at least a brace there, maybe a double-digit haul. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. He walks away with 6. So 77 points overall. Not a great week for me. Hopefully, though, we can bounce back in game week 24. So let's have a look at how we line up. So in there, we've got Kepa Arrizabalaga against Southampton at home. Plum of a fixture. I think this is the perfect fixture for Chelsea right now. I think this looks like a great chance for them to keep a clean sheet. I'm not going to say it's locked in because then they're guaranteed to concede. However, Southampton sacked their manager again, which means a new manager boost. And we all know what that means. It means Southampton are going to come out there, all guns blazing, probably win 3-1. Kepa walks away with no points. I'm in the mud. But in all seriousness, I do think this is a great opportunity for Kepa to keep a clean sheet, which is why I've doubled up with the Chelsea defence and I'm starting Cucurella. Although I do think he's a minute's risk, I'm hoping he's going to start this game. Chilwell did start midweek against Dortmund. He played 70 odd minutes. Whether that means he's just getting a rest so he can play on the weekend as well. I'm hoping Cucurella starts. But I do think long term, Cucurella needs to come out of my team because Chilwell is clear of him. Then we have Trippier against Liverpool at home. I think this is a tough fixture. I do think Liverpool will score, so he's probably going to walk away with a couple points again. There is a chance that I do make a transfer in defence and Trippier would go to the bench in that side. But for now, Trippier is in the lineup until further notice. If I do make a transfer, it will probably be on my Twitter. Then we have Luke Shaw against Leicester. Leicester on a bit of a resurgence at the moment. Of course, they did beat Tottenham 4-1. They do usually score in their games. United are pretty good at the back. Luke Shaw, Varane, Martinez, Wan-Bissaka or Dalot, but Leicester, they do score in their games. It's going to be a tough one to keep them out. I think they're going to win the game, but that doesn't really matter if they don't keep a clean sheet in FPL points. But Luke Shaw is quite good for an assist. Onto the midfield, and as you can see, we have the captaincy currently on Marcus Rashford. He's the man on fire. He is leading the way for Manchester United. If we didn't have him, we'd be in the mud, but we do, and he's smashing it. I think Leicester's a good fixture for him. I think United are going to win this game. I think there'll be a couple goals in it. And if that is the case, it will be through Marcus Rashford because he is our main goal threat. You know, Wout Weghorst doesn't provide many goals. And if he does get a chance, he'll probably miss it. So hopefully they fall to Marcus Rashford instead and he can bang a lovely double-digit haul as a slightly differential captain to Haaland. Then we have the two Arsenal lads against Aston Villa away from home. I think this is going to be a tough fixture, tight affair. But I do think Arsenal will come out on top. Whether they're going to get a points return, I'm hoping so. I don't think there's going to be that many points up for grabs in this one. I think there will be a couple goals in it for Arsenal. So hopefully Odegaard, Martinelli will be involved. But again, Martinelli is a minute's risk. He'll probably come off the pitch around the 60th minute mark. Then we've got Kevin De Bruyne, in which could be his final game week for me in the team. I might bring Salah in next week because he does have a double game week. But if De Bruyne, absolutely smashes it again, there might be a reason not to get rid of him. He does have Bournemouth next week, so it's not the worst of fixtures. Nottingham Forest are going to be resolute. They're going to try and keep Manchester City out. But if De Bruyne's at his best, he can unlock any defence. And I do think Man City will win this game with a few goals in it. Onto the attack, we have Harry Kane against West Ham United. I think this is a great fixture for Tottenham to bounce back. But they do need to bounce back. 2 losses in a row. They lost against Midland midweek. They got beat by Leicester. So if anyone's going to turn Tottenham's fortunes around, it's going to be Harry Kane. Son's been very poor this season. Kulusevski hasn't been that as good as when he first joined as well. So, any goal is going to come through Harry Kane. So hopefully if Tottenham do score, it's going to be through Harry Kane. And to be honest, I think he's going to score in this game. Then we have Eddie Nketiah against Aston Villa. Nketiah continues to get chances, and I do think he's going to get a couple of chances in this one. Hopefully he can be more clinical. Like I said, he did miss quite a few against Man City. But if he's getting the chances, that means he's in the right positions. It's only a matter of time before he puts them all away. And then the final player is Erling Haaland. Now, I do expect him to be highly captained, probably the most captain player this week. And I don't put you off putting him as captain. He is my number 2. It's him or Rashford. I've sided with Rashford because it's a bit more differential. But if Haaland goes and bang, my rank will be in the millions. So that's how we're lining up for game week 24. I think it looks pretty decent. There's a few iffy fixes in there, but overall not bad. Let's have a look at my bench. So on the bench, we've got Ward against Man United. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Ward, I think they'll concede against Man United. I'm backing a United win. Hopefully we get the job done. Ward, no clean sheet. Then Botman against Liverpool. If I'm going to transfer anyone out, it will probably be Botman, because I don't want the double Newcastle double up because they do blank in 25. I'll probably be bringing in like a Dawson this week if I'm going to make the transfer this week anyway, because they do double in 25. They have a good fixture this week. Or I could bring in a Tarkowski. He also doubles in 25. They've both got the aerial threat, which is what makes them decent options, and they're both very cheap. Andreas did get a return in 23, but I don't think he's going to get one in 24. Brighton is a tougher fixture, and I'm not going to start Andreas anyway because I think the players that I'm starting have higher ceilings. Then Hugo Bueno against Bournemouth. I think this is a great fixture for them. They are at home. However, Bueno is a minute's risk, which is a bit annoying because I was relying on him for double game week 25 / blank game week 25. Because he's one of the players that actually have a game in that week. So this is how my team's looking. Rashford is going to carry me once again, and hopefully he can bang at least a couple goals in and outscore captain Haaland, because if he doesn't, then I could be in trouble with a big red arrow. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe. That would be truly appreciated. And if you need any FPL tips or you want to ask an FPL question, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Cheers, guys.